He's kind of a quieter guy, and we just see him in here all day, every day, just grinding. He's one of the strongest guys, pound for pound, I've ever seen in the weight room, and he just works hard. He does his job, and he does it really well, and it's just awesome to see him, go out there and score as many touchdowns as he did, and we knew he was going to step up, and so that was cool to see.
How much does that add to your game? Hard to believe because they had James Brooks, and he broke his record. There had never been a running back for the Bengals to score 3 receiving touchdowns. How much does that diversify your offense?
Diversifies it a lot. I mean, you have Joe Mix scoring 5 in the last game, and now you have Samaje scoring 3 receiving. And it's just one more threat. We have a lot of talent in this room, and it's cool to see them, being utilized in different ways.
That was a little bit of a revenge game from earlier this season for you guys. Obviously, Tennessee's going to be feeling that way. How much do you guys pay attention to that? I mean, it works for you. Are you aware of what they're going to be thinking?
Yeah, but we approach every game the same way. I think that whether it's a revenge game or not, we're going to approach it the same way. And we know that Tennessee's a good team. They're physical, and it's going to start up front with us. We have to win the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, and whether it's a revenge game or not, that's what we have to do.
Jonah, yesterday, Joe Burrow praised you, saying that there were no ribs and chips, and he specifically said you did a great job. With how well you guys did yesterday, do you feel like maybe this line has kind of turned a corner? And if not, I mean, are you just kind of staying consistent the way you guys want to be?
I look at our offense and I look at our line as kind of as one unit. I don't think that I don't think there's been very many games this year where the line has done well and the offense has done bad, and the offense has done well and the line has done bad. I think that for the most part we're working as a unit. There's games where the offense as a whole doesn't do well and our line doesn't do well, and it's kind of a symbiotic relationship there. And this was a game where the line did well and the offense did well, and pretty much every time we've done that, we've won the game. And so I look at it as a big picture thing. We were just doing our jobs to help the offense be successful, and we did a solid job of that yesterday.
So kind of like yin and yang in some ways?
Yeah, I think that you can't have one without the other, so it starts with us up front, but it's a whole unit thing.
Burrow said yesterday after the game, tackles played their ass off. He goes, the way we play, we really don't give them much help. How tough is that? Doing this. I don't think people realize how hard it is to block these guys one-on-one. How hard is it in this scheme to do that?
It's tough. That's the challenge of the position, and that's kind of the deal. So you have to go into the game knowing that you're going to be asked to do some tough jobs, and when we're successful, it's exciting. We win games, we do really well, and so it's a challenge. It is the style of offense that we play. It's a lot of drop back and it's a lot of one-on-ones, but that's a challenge of my job, and that's why I'm working to get better at it every day.
How much fun is it, Jonah, to put together 92 and 93-yard drives and see everything? There's a lot of obviously effort and execution that goes into something like that. What is that like?
It's huge. That won the game. Like there's a lot of moments you can say that won the game, but I think that drive, that 92-yard drive, won the game because we're backed up. The crowd's loud. They're into it. I think it was a 4-point game or something like that. And if they got us like in the 3 and out, and they got a short field and they scored, like the game completely changes direction. So for us to be able to put that together, I know that Joe had a couple big completions, and then once we got further down the field, we started running the ball pretty efficiently. So it's just kind of the whole unit working well together. You had Trent making a catch and spinning out of it and getting an extra 15 yards. Like everyone was just doing their job, and that really sunk the dagger in there and put them in sort of a panic mode instead of being down 4, being down 11 in the late fourth is a lot different. And so I was glad our offense could do that.
What was different for you